Hi, my name is Stacey Van Gelderen. Today, this discussion is on how families are defined in different ways that we define family within our individual group or as a society as a whole. Let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see, we have different ways of viewing families, whether it's legally, biologically, sociological, or psychological perspectives. Let's just take it one step at a time and break down each one of these definitions. So from a legal perspective, this defines family based on formal relationships such as those formed through blood, adoption, guardianship, or marriage. There's a biological perspective, which emphasizes genetic ties and hereditary connections between individuals. There's also a sociological perspective, which views families as people who share a household or live together, regardless of their legal or biological links. From a psychological perspective, it highlights emotional closeness and the deep supportive bonds that unite individuals as family. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, they have maintained a consistent definition of family since the 1930s, which is it defines a family as two or more individuals living together who are related by birth, marriage, or adoption. Kakenin really expands this view by defining family as two or more individuals who depend on one another for emotional, physical, and economic support. The members of the family are self-defined. I like that last sentence. The members of the family are self-defined. This definition really highlights the importance of asking clients who do they consider to be members within their family. It might be their neighborhood or their friend. It doesn't have to have blood relation to be considered their family. Dr. Sharon Denham offers another inclusive definition. Family refers to two or more people related biologically, legally, or emotionally. A particular meaningful definition that I like is from Wright and Leahy, and that is the family is who they say they are. Simply put, the family is who they say they are. So nurses who really practice with a family-centered mindset recognize that people are deeply influenced by their family members, even if those members aren't physically present during their care. Really acknowledging the client's family unit as they define it supports more holistic and compassionate care. So, according to Kakenin, what is family health? Family health is both dynamic, it changes state of well being, which includes the biological, psychological, spiritual, sociological, and cultural factors of individual members and the whole family system. Now we're going to break down the family into four individual kind of views. The first one is family as context. So let's talk about that. According to Kaikkonen, this is kind of a modified understanding of what Kaikkonen has put out there or the Robinson text. Family as context is really an individual focused approach in family nursing care. This approach really centers on assessing and treating the individual with the family considered part of the surrounding environment. This is commonly known as family-centered or family-focused care. In this traditional model, the individual really remains the primary focus of that care, and the family plays a secondary role, either as support or may also be a possible source of stress that may influence the individual's health outcomes. So a nurse who is focusing on this approach might ask questions such as, who in your family can help you with bathing? Or how do you plan to manage childcare during your chemotherapy? The second approach to family is really called family as client, and that's according to Kaikkonen. So, family as client is really seeing the whole family as the nurse's client. And this perspective assesses the needs of all individual family members, acknowledging how one person's illness or condition affects the whole entire family system. That makes a lot of sense because when one person's ill, it really affects our roles, what we do from day to day, those kinds of things. In this model, each family member is viewed as equally significant, and the family is considered the sum of its individual parts. The nurse's role is to provide care and support for the health of every member, not just the one who is ill. And this approach is often applied in a community-based primary care setting where healthcare providers partner with a family as a whole unit. A nurse using this approach might use a couple questions like, in what ways has your cancer diagnosis impacted your family? Which family member appears to be having the hardest time coping with your illness? The third approach is called family as a system. In this approach, they are interacting with each other. So the family is a unified whole rather just than a collection of individuals. In this model, a family is seen as an interconnected system where the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Nursing care focuses on the interactions and relationships among family members, with interventions aimed to improve these dynamics. Assessment is conducted at the family level rather than individually, with attention given to patterns, communications, and relational shifts. This approach addresses both the needs of individual and the family unit simultaneously, placing particular emphasis on the quality of the connections, such as between partners or between parents and children. A nurse using this model might use a phrase like, how has your relationship with your spouse changed since your cancer diagnosis? Or, in what ways has your family's communication or functioning shifted since the diagnosis? And the final approach to viewing family is family as a component of society, so part of the whole societal. So this fourth approach focuses one of many key social institutions. So alongside healthcare, education, religion, and the economy. Within this framework, the family is seen as a foundational part of the larger social system. This perspective highlights the family's interactions with other institutions, focusing on the exchange of information, resources, and services. Originating from the work of family and social scientists who explored families within their broader social environments, this model has widely been integrated into community health nursing practice. Community nurses using this approach often explore how families engage with societal systems and community resources. A nurse using this type of approach might ask a question like, what difficulties has your family experienced after informing your employer about your cancer diagnosis? Or have you considered connecting with a support group for families navigating a loved one's cancer? I hope that you found these definitions of family helpful as you move forward in your learning. Thank you and have a great day.